Oh, my friends, I'm so excited to have you all here. Hi, everyone. Welcome, and so grateful that you are here in this moment. My name is Deborah, and I am so excited to be sharing a vision board workshop and just connect with you all on such a powerful and aligned moment. We're in March of 2023 is I believe personally is going to be a great awakening for so many people. We're coming out of several years of really a lot of chaotic energy, platelet shifting change as a global people. And there's been a lot of waves and layers to this, but I really feel like this spring is going to be a year when so many of us shift into a more clear direction that we're heading in after sort of the chaos of all of the change that we've been through. And so I just feel that so strongly. And then, of course, today is a new moon, which is the very, very first day of our lunar cycle, which is always a time to plant seeds for an intention for the coming month. And also, yesterday at 5:30 p.m., we had our equinox, which is the beginning of our spring season. So we're really like in this just beautiful aligned moment where we can pause and set some powerful intentions for where we're headed in the next year, the next, chunk of years. You can go really big with this. And also, I think specifically, we're going to try and hone in today on what we want to do for manifesting some goals, some dreams, some desires, and some specific to do items for the next coming months. And then also, I've invited us today to really focus on health, our personal wellness, and wealth. And not just, generic abundance like, oh, everything is great, I'm doing okay. I'm talking about, money in the bank. I want to talk about being wealthy financially as well as being wealthy by having your health. Those two things together in conjunction, I think they go together. So a lot of the coaching that I do, those two concepts really intersect. Obviously, you don't have anything if you don't have your health. You could be the richest man in the world, but if you are not well and alert and vibrant and aligned with, a high vibration in your life, then all the money in the world will not fix or change or heal that. So and of course, as a holistic health coach, we always look at a full circle of, I say we, but like, I look at health as a huge, wide circle of variables that need to be kept in balance, and wealth and financial health is one of them. So I invite us to really dig into that today. Okay. And for anyone who doesn't know me, I know everyone here personally, but there are a bunch of people who requested this replay who are new to my life. So my name is Deborah. I'm a holistic health coach. I've been working in this field for over 15 years. A large part of that, I ran a juice bar. It started as a food truck, and then it became a catering company and turned into pop-ups and in New York City. So lots of time with my hands in the clay of healthy food. And of course, at the beginning of the pandemic, that kind of all shut down for the service side of things. And I moved up to the Catskill Mountains with my husband. And my focus is really on helping women in particular achieve their health and business goals, really to supercharge our success. I consider it a personal mission of mine to, in my lifetime, see the glass ceiling shattered. I really believe that women in leadership positions and with a lot of power is what heals our communities and our world. And if ever we have needed strong leadership from women, it is now. So it's my role is to support any of the women I come into contact with in finding balance, finding health, finding wealth, and achieving success in their lives so they can, because I know that women are going to turn around and shower that on everyone else. So for the men who registered for this workshop, I love you. I support you. I'm also going to give you the same love and support, but because I know you are going to turn around and support the women. So where we're headed in this workshop, really briefly, we're going to cover the what, the why, and the how of making a vision board. And it's going to be brief, but it's really important, I think, to kind of just hone in. So I'm going to move through that quickly with you. Part two, I want to guide us through a brief visual meditation and just really take time to go through the worksheet that I offered to you. If you haven't already printed it or downloaded it, you can grab it in the chat. There's a link at the top. And if for some reason that doesn't work for you, if you can't download it, you can't print it, or whatever, you can grab a piece of paper and just jot notes down as we go through it. And you can even just, like I said, lay on your back on your yoga mat and dream up at what this means for you and do this in your own time, in your own way. So, and then in the end, I want to just get together in a group and actually start to assemble our imagery and connect and share some of what's coming up for us as we start to actually put together our vision boards. And at that point, if anybody was interested in the digital Canva templates and stuff that I shared, but doesn't really know what that looks like, I'd offer to give a very quick Canva lesson. Just how do you grab a picture and drag and drop it, things like that. How do you change your colors? Really basic stuff that may quickly put you into action, because at that point you have this tool at your fingertips for just about anything. So I'm using this digital vision board quite a lot, and it's absolutely excelling my productivity. Okay, so download your worksheet. Like I said, the link is in the chat, and stay with me till the end, and I'm going to share some free resources for you. When I'm not running the slideshow, I can pop a bunch of links in to the chat for you guys surrounding health, surrounding wealth, ways that I can be of service to you in the future, and also just some upcoming events that I'm hosting. Okay, so let's start with what exactly is a vision board. So I'm sure that you have ideas about this already. You already know, you've already made one in the past, but just in case, let's just say that it's a collection of images, words, symbols, colors, and numbers that all align around a specific goal that you have. So when I think about this, I think about our brain, our supercomputer of a brain, as this very advanced filing cabinet system. And we're constantly, intaking data points through our eyes and collecting all this information all day long and filing it away into various different filing cabinets. And so what a vision board to me does is it takes the most important symbols and visual icons from information that we are receiving, and it compiles it in a way that is very focused. So it's different than a collage, right? In that it is a specific visual representation of your goals and your aspirations. It's not just a piece of art that you're making. It's aligned. It represents your dreams. It's where you're headed. And so you're using these visual symbols to attract into your life more opportunities to experience the elements that are going to make up you achieving your goal. So scientifically, there's some really incredible data out there about why visualization and the use of visual symbols works to amplify us achieving our goals. Not only does looking at your vision board remind you of your goal and keep on putting that visual symbol in front of your face so that it keeps you focused on it and more productive at moving towards it, but specifically, our brain processes images so much faster than anything else. So 60,000 times faster than visual text. And it is stated that 90% of the information that we transmit into our brain, like 90% of what we retain, is visual information. So when we see pictures, it has a much larger impact on our experience of a situation. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Apparently it's worth 60,000 words. So, and we know this stuff, but it's really nice to just take that piece of data in and think about it, because we're going to collect visual images that are going to be aligned with our goals, and they're going to work powerfully to remind us where we're headed in these next couple of months. So specifically what's happening is we have something called the reticular activating system, which is the part of our brain that filters out what's useful and what's not. So a vision board and the visual aspect of data is retained at a higher rate by the reticular activating system. And that's really, that's some nerdy science, but basically when we're viewing an image and we're receiving the data in visual form, that reticular activating system prioritizes it at a higher level and keeps that in focus, keeps that in our filing cabinet at the top of our mind. So it's just much more powerful to have access to visual tools than any other way. And it isn't really valuable. And I'm sure you guys have heard of neurolinguistics. That's when we say out loud something like a mantra, like, I am a powerful creator, I am a successful businesswoman. Neurolinguistics is a powerful way to set our intentions as well and get into the habit of creating positive neural pathways towards our goals. And when we combine that work with visual pieces, we're really hyper focused and we have a much greater chance of getting where we're going. So we get clarity, right? It provides us motivation. It helps us to enhance our focus and our creativity. Okay, so brief process at a glance, we reflect on our goals. Where are we at right now in relation to what we're talking about? And we're going to go through all this in just a minute. Next, we're going to notice any themes or patterns and what's coming up in our visualization and our meditation when we sit quietly with ourselves and we ask questions. And then once we've noticed themes and we've taken some notes on kind of broad strokes, what we're thinking and how we're feeling, where we're headed and what our goals might be, we're going to go ahead and collect and select specific words, specific images, specific feelings. A really important piece of this is how you want to feel. In fact, I think the most important piece. Um, and and also numbers, dates, specific times, really getting clear. And then we're going to assemble. Oops, it says 3 again. Haha, typo. And then we're going to assemble either a cut and paste collage type board, or we're going to use the digital tool that I provided. Okay, so this is a great quote from Gabby Bernstein. I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. And this is sort of in the world of manifestation. Very basic steps that we follow are ask for what we want. So in this workshop today, we're going to get clear about what that is. Believe, and that's the part of our work that is the visualization and the vision board. We believe we're infusing our belief into these visual elements. And then, of course, in order to achieve any goal, you also have to relax and receive, let go of the outcome, and just trust that the universe has your back. And that sometimes is the hardest part, but doing this work together tonight is going to give us a little bit of momentum around this process with one another. So I'm so glad to be doing this in a group of wonderful, powerful humans. Okay, so the focus being on health and wealth. So now we're kind of at part 2, and I want to invite you to, let's take a pause for a moment, because at this point I do want to invite you to either get out your journal, a notebook, or if you printed the worksheet that I provided for you, you can print that and have that with you as well. It's fine to just, like I said, to kind of close your eyes and let this wash over you as well. That's a perfectly valuable and valid way to do this. So we spend so much of our day and our time in our cerebral, our frontal cortex, thinking and scheming and problem solving and managing and time management and relationship management and business goals and all of these things. And it's very easy to lose sight of the physical part of our existence, the body that we live in, that is miraculously carrying us through, sun up to sundown, performing a zillion tiny miracles every single day. The miracle of just taking every breath that just happens automatically, right? Our nervous system regulating all of our feelings and our mood. Just so many learning, the fact that we just swallow or salivate, all of these things are happening without us ever really even thinking about it all day long. And separately, we've got all of these stories that we're telling ourselves just running like a film in front of our, in front of our brains all day long. The busyness of life, what we think matters, and again, a lot of it has to do with relationships and work, and a lot of it these days feels like problem solving or sorting and sifting through the barrage of marketing and messaging that's being thrown our way everywhere we look. So for this next segment of our time together, I just want to invite you to turn off any devices and any distractions, and so you can sort of drop down into your physical part of your existence and release the work of the frontal cortex and the over processing brain that is a supercomputer, and start to kind of just feel your physical body. And you can start to take some deeper breaths. And I always like to just kind of sit back, let my feet find the floor, and just drop into, you can put a hand on your belly and one on your chest if you want to. And find a deeper breath. You can breathe in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. That feels really good. We're just going to do a couple of really deep breaths like that to connect to our physical being. You can hold the breath at the top a little bit, feel the expansion of your rib cage, and then exhale and let it all out. Let your day go. Let's do one big last inhale like that. Really good. And you can continue to take nice, expansive, and generous breaths. And I just want to also invite you to float your eyes closed if you haven't. And at this moment, I invite you to, as you inhale, imagine there's just a really bright white light surrounding you and sipping in through your nostrils. So when you inhale, you're breathing in this beautiful white cleansing light. And on the exhale, you're letting go of everything that came before this moment, just releasing your day, releasing any feelings or thoughts that were circulating before we gathered. Inhaling white, brilliant light. Releasing any negative thought patterns that may have accumulated over the past couple of days, anything that's causing you stress in your life, just letting that go. And then inhaling that white cleansing light, that powerful momentary light. And on the next exhale, releasing anything from your past weeks to months that has caused you any stress or contrast. Just let that go. It's in the past. It no longer serves you and it's gone. Inhaling positive self-love vibration and exhaling any feelings of being stuck, any feelings of being confused, any feelings of not knowing what comes next. And then your next inhale, I just want you to inhale the essence of this powerful creative energy that lies within you, this instinctual, powerful, creative self that you are. And release any self-doubt that rises up with that. And then we're going to imagine as you continue to just breathe in this white light and exhale, taking nice, calm, relaxing breaths. I want you to imagine yourself in a couple of months from now and start to just envision what things, what experiences, what feelings are you surrounding that future self with? What activities are you calling in? Where are you sitting? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What tools or processes are you inviting to be a part of your near future self? Are you planning to travel? Are you setting a physical intention for yourself to call in a movement practice? Are you trying something new inside your business that you haven't ever done before because you haven't felt safe until now? Take a moment to just envision future you activated in all of those things. surrounded by the tools, the energy, the people, the financial abundance, the energy, and the balance that you will want to have as a part of your life in order for you to be in that place in a couple of months from now. And just notice how you feel when you envision her. And with those pillows of possibility and the surrounded safe space that we're co-creating here, I want to invite you to imagine any and all of those possibilities as we work through some of these questions. And I'm just going to read the questions, and you can feel free to continue your visualization and work on sculpting your imagery in your mind. You can write in your journal. You can fill out the blank spaces in the worksheet that I provided. So the goal is to go from any confusion that we may have felt prior to this process to clarifying and getting really, really honing in to get really clear what this is going to look like. So before we do anything else, I want you to ask yourself, what emotions do I want to feel when I'm looking at this vision board, when I'm creating my vision board? Because how you want to feel is the most important part of where we're going. Because even if we say things like, I want to make $500,000 in Q3 of 2023, it's not the $500,000 that I want. It's that I want to feel secure in being able to pay my bills. It's that I want to feel generous when I can share the money that I earn with the people in my community and my family. It's that I want to feel that there's some ground beneath my feet when I'm taking care of my child, my husband, my parent. So the feeling that I'm going for is not just having money. It's all of these other things that I'm going to be able to have access to and unlock when I get there. If you want to feel aligned, when you look at your vision board, you want clarity of alignment. Maybe you want to feel vibrationally high. Maybe you want to feel powerful, strong, connected. These are all just feelings that I'm just throwing some ideas out there. So take a moment and I'll be quiet and let you conjure up feelings that we're aiming for. I'm actually going to jot down a few myself. And anything goes, any feeling will work here. So following after those feelings, following along with the feeling and the vibration of those feelings, I want you to jot down 3 areas of your health and or wealth. And basically I just want 3. You can do more than 3, but I think 3 is a really good focal area, focal point to keep it kind of simple. So just choose 3 areas of your life for your health and your wealth where you would like to bring about change. So this is something that you know that you want to change, and it falls into one of those categories. And these can be broad because we're going to hone down a little more. So, a great way to hone down on those is to try and think about when you want to see those changes happen. So, I've already kind of guided us to think about this in the context of the next couple of months, but we can put specific dates on those things. So, if you already know that you have a goal that you want to reach by a specific date, you can include that in your notes and in your journaling and in your thoughts. It helps to write it down just so that you can hold yourself accountable and add it to your board. But I do think that for the purposes of really getting some action steps together for this board for the spring, let's look at the months of April and May. So we're thinking about things that you want to call in and start to work on attainable goals and dreams that we can actually see come into fruition in the next couple of months. And here is a great thing to keep in mind, which is that you want to give yourself space to dream really big. The universe is awaiting our request, and when we are ready and when we let go of whatever is holding us back, our intentions can be actualized quickly. So go big, expand beyond what you think is possible for yourself. Reach for something that is sounds wild when you say it. Say, allow yourself to envision your highest potential. No one's going to dream that for you. You have to be the one that pushes yourself past what currently you might feel is limiting you and imagine something even bigger and more powerful. So make sure that there's room in these next couple of months, even if you think it's only 2 months. How could I ever land a role in a starring film, sell my business for $100,000, attract a partner who I want to marry? Like all of those seem like big aspirational goals. Sell the house that I own and buy a new one. It seems crazy to think that that could happen in the space of just a couple of months. But in fact, if you're crystal clear and you visualize and you set your intentions and you prioritize and you take steps in that direction, and you call it into your life powerfully, it could happen overnight. So anything is possible. So go big. And then also think about what of these dreams might be an annual goal for you. Like put things into sort of some basic framework, because then we're going to hone down on which of these things can become new habits for you and spring goals. So as you're sifting and sorting through your dream for your future self, the woman who is writing me an email in May and telling me that the items on her vision board are already coming true, be aspirational, be specific, and start to look for areas where you may want to form or create a new habit so you can get into action right away and allow for these things to come into your life. Welcome to whoever joined. We're going through a little slideshow. If you want to just follow along, there's a link to the worksheet in the chat. And so we're going to use the content that you're jotting down in these worksheets to spur some conversations. We're going to go through the possibilities together and use that information to start actually working on this together. So, but before we move forward, I want to just talk quickly about choosing color. This is something that I'm not a brand or graphic designer in the area of like visual graphic design by trade, and I'm learning more and more about it. I've been learning quite a lot about it in the last 6 months in relation to trying to focus things in my own business. And I've been so moved by understanding more about the importance that color, the important role that color plays in our feelings, in our mood, um, and different colors are linked to different feelings and evoke different emotions for everyone. So it's really personal what colors light you up or what colors you associate with the way that you want to feel. So I just want you to be thinking about that because when you're making your vision board, you want to be choosing colors that really align with and really pop for you around the images, the symbols that you're choosing. So it's also really a great tool to employ if you decide to do a vision board with just you can go through this training and use this worksheet for one specific thing at a time. So I've been employing this to envision specific projects. So I'm using these tools specifically to help design a course that I'm going to teach. I'm also using this exact same process to envision. I'm recording some music in April, and I'm visualizing how I want to feel when I'm recording it, what I want the imagery and the music to visually look and feel like. I've never tried that before, and it's really helping me to choose colors that connect with the mood. And so I invite you to really think about how color is going to play a role in what you're creating. Okay, whoops, thank you for attending. We're not going anywhere yet. Sorry. I just wanted to also say to you, I'm going to email a recording to everybody, so you will get a replay of everything and all that I share. And I want to take a moment to share a specific shout out. So I have a wonderful coach and mentor. Her name is Sydney Eve Matrix. She's actually here with us tonight, so I feel very honored that Sydney has joined this workshop. She she's a brand and graphic design professor at at a university in Canada. I met her through my business peer communities. And I just wanted to point out that Sydney created the template that I used for the slides that I've just shared. She created the template for the worksheet that I shared with you. And I am a member of her template membership. And she's an incredible coach and just visionary teacher. So uh, credit to Sydney for the idea to use the vision boarding course that she gave to us for us to design our businesses as a way to connect with my community and inspire you to take these tools home and do the same thing I'm doing. She is the gift that keeps on giving. So I'm going to put a link for Sydney's all of her stuff into the chat once we're done. So I just wanted to mention her because her slides are so amazing and I love them. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share, and I hope that that little presentation was helpful in starting to think about how powerful vision boards can be for getting where we're headed in our goals. I'll send a replay to everyone who's here tonight, and I would love to see whatever you create that comes from this little gathering. And we're at 8:04, and I don't want to go too far over time, so I just want to ask if you guys want to come off mute. I would love to just hear your voices, and thank you for being with me. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks, Deb. This was so
yeah,
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop the recording.